Welcome into this week's edition of Cowboys Rewind. I'm Nicole Hutchison, rewinding you through week 2 and leading you up to week 3. The Cowboys get the win over the Giants, and now they're looking to face the Chicago Bears and get a win in week 3. But in week 2, Sunday in Arlington had it all, from the drama to the resilience and even a finish that showed everyone what the Cowboys want to be. The Giants, though, they threw their fair share of punches, but when the lights were the brightest, the Cowboys were able to answer back. And if you turned your TV off when Brandon Aubrey nailed his 64-yarder, I mean, that's on you, because butter was money and huge for the Dallas Cowboys getting their win in week 3.
In the shotgun, 1st and 10.
Let's go! Let's go!
Snap is back. All kinds of time. There he goes, deep to Neighbors on the right side of the end zone. Oh, he caught it. Oh, my goodness. They got 14 seconds and the ball back at their own 33, and Prescott deep to the middle. It's caught by Ferguson at the 50.
Yes,
64 for the tie. Or it's the last play of the game. Snap, hold, 64. And sweet butter.
Oh my goodness. You impress me every day, man.
They're 0-1 right now. All right, we need the ball, strip sack. Hey, this dude got 220 turnovers. Ain't no reason that they ain't make 221. Come on. That's real, bro. Come on.
2:13 in overtime. Looking, no pressure at all. Deep ball down the middle. It's intercepted, for crying out loud.
Everybody get up! All right, Dak, let's go!
Thank you. Thank you.
Gotta finish him now.
It's within you now. Bring that out. We're built for this. It's within you. Outstanding greatness now.
Here's the blitz. Retreats, deep drop. Feeds it down the right side. Caught by Pickens, 50-40.
Come on, GP! Come on, GP!
Prescott back, pressure. Runs up out of the pocket, 40, 35-30. Slides at the 27. 12 seconds left in overtime. Good operation. 46, the kick. Wins the game.
3. Good shit, man. Great game. We'll see you next time. Stay healthy, all right? Amen. You too, man. God bless you.
Games ain't won in the first quarter. They won in the 4th and beyond.
Gotta love the fans chanting Brandon Aubrey going down the tunnel. That was his first game-winning field goal in terms of a walk-off, right? But it was a game of firsts for a lot of the Cowboys. First head coach win for Brian Schottenheimer. First interception in overtime since 2012. That was Donovan Wilson, of course. And then the first touchdown for George Pickens and Miles Sanders, right? You got a lot to celebrate for this Dallas Cowboys team, but certainly some things to celebrate for Javonte Williams. I go one-on-one up next with him here on Cowboys Rewind.
Cowboys Rewind is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
He was a fresh face this offseason, but wasted no time making his presence known here in Dallas. Well, obviously through training camp and now through the first 2 weeks of the season. Javonte Williams now becoming the star in the backfield, already with 3 rushing touchdowns, half of the amount that the Cowboys had as a team in 2024. But how much of it is it just him finally being healthy this year, or how much of it is this offense just getting the best out of him? Here's what he had to say.
Like you said, I think it's a combination of both. Just being healthy. I think a big part of it is just my confidence. Just the way the coaches embrace me, my teammates. It just made me feel good being here. And like you said, we got playmakers all over the field, so it opened up the running lanes.
Yeah, I mean, confidence. Talk about a 30-yard touchdown run going untouched like it was just nothing.
Motion now from Tolbert, inside handoff, Javonte Williams, and he breaks free, and Williams has a head of steam, and Williams to the end zone.
Where would you rank that amongst your rushing touchdowns throughout your career?
Yeah, probably second behind my first one.
Okay.
That's my first one in the NFL. That was a big one for me, but that one definitely felt good.
You know, I do want to talk about that touchdown run, you know, because you've known for, and I've said this before to you, you've been known for, you know, lowering the shoulder and punishing defenders and things like that, that bruiser style. But when I look at the film, I see some burst. I see some explosiveness. Do you feel like that's a part of your game that kind of gets overlooked sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like a big part of that is just knowing the scheme now, just being more comfortable, knowing the plays, knowing where it's supposed to hit, being able to set up the blocks, and my O-line. I mean, I got the best O-line in the league.
Hey, best O-line in the league. I love it. I love it. Has that always been the case, though? Like, growing up playing football, or not even growing up, but through college, do you feel like that was a part of your game that was overlooked?
Yeah, definitely. I always felt like I was versatile. I mean, I am physical, but I feel like a lot of people try to just place that tag on me. I feel like I can really do everything on the field.
I want to talk about your journey. You were telling us, of course, that you played linebacker your first 3 years at high school. You didn't start playing running back till your senior year in high school, drafted to the second round out of UNC, battled some injuries, right? Had some success as well in this league. How would you define your journey in the NFL?
Really like a roller coaster. I mean, it'd be some days you be up and then some days you down. I mean, that's probably just life, but you gotta be able to deal with it, take the highs with the lows. You can't get too high, you can't get too low. You gotta try to stay even keeled.
And one of those lows is, you know, battling an ACL, MCL, PCL injury in 2022. What was kind of going through your mind as far as the future of your career at that time?
It was rough. I mean, like I said, I had never got hurt before, maybe like a sprained ankle or something like that, but tearing my ACL was crazy because I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't think it was that serious when it first happened. I just seen like my teammates like sad and all that. I'm like, I'll be back next week. Like, what y'all mad about? But then when I found out like how serious it was and how much worse it could have been, that's when it really like hit me hard, and just the rehab, all that. I feel like the hardest part was just mentally.
Handoff, Javonte Williams, bang at left guard, and the Cowboys score the first touchdown of the season.
But there was also some doubt amongst fans, amongst the media of, you know, whether or not Javonte Williams would be the answer at running back. What did that fuel in you?
Really, I really try to like cut it all out, because I remember it'll be days I just go look on Google and just see everything people be saying. I'm like, dang, but like, it really might be over. But then I just had to lock back in and just believe in myself, trust in God, and just know you just gotta keep going. I mean, it ain't gonna just happen overnight.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but you're on the verge of making history, and on the verge of making history as the first Cowboy to rush for a rushing touchdown in their first 3 games of the season, surpassing Herschel Walker. What would that mean to you if you were able to accomplish that against the Bears?
I mean, it'd mean a lot, but like I said, that's not what I'm doing it for. I really just want to do it for my teammates, and I see all the hard work that they put in, so just doing that for them.
You can catch the full interview on DallasCowboys.com, but stick with us here on Cowboys Rewind. We've got Cap or No Cap up next.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys are always the topic of conversation, always making the national headlines, and whether it's good or bad, well, we put it to the test here on Cowboys Rewind on this segment of Cap or No Cap. Nicole Hutchison joined by Voch Lombardi and Patrik No C. Walker. Now, it ain't no secret that the Cowboys offense have put together 2 solid performances, right, through 2 weeks of the NFL season, led by Dak Prescott. But according to the national media and according to the NFL, has his performance been good enough, or is it underrated? First Take Show had their thoughts.
Be fair, Stevie.
I am fair.
You don't treat Lamar the same way you treat Dak.
Because Dak ain't Lamar.
Well, Lamar hasn't played well in the playoffs. 2-5 all time.
He's won more playoff games than Dak.
But he hasn't played the MVP level in the postseason.
Okay, but he
has in the regular season.
But he hasn't been like Fright Night, panicky, and all of that stuff either.
But he hasn't.
You know what I'm saying? Beneath the pressure, that is a fact.
But he hasn't been great in the postseason.
I agree with that.
Be fair.
I agree with that.
Be fair.
But it's one thing not to be great. It's another thing to be sorry.
You just can't do it, huh?
Yeah.
What?
You just can't do it.
It's hard.
You
can't do it.
There is nothing that you can say positive about that man without you bringing up what he do in the playoffs.
But that's true without me bringing up.
You can't bring it up. You can't do it.
That he's a damn good quarterback.
Now, I get it. The Cowboys haven't had much success. So you shaking your head already. I love to see it. The Cowboys haven't had much success in the postseason, but we're talking about right now is Dak Prescott underrated, Stephen A. Not necessarily answering that question, and we got to look at the facts because we fact check here, right? We absolutely do. Dak Prescott, 3rd in passing yards so far, 2nd highest passing grade, 1st in big-time throws, and also the 2nd highest grade versus pressure. And I'd like to say that is some good numbers right there, guys.
Yeah, I feel like Iron Man because I'm calling cap. Okay. I think it's interesting that he referred to Stephen A. as Stevie at the top of that clip because I wonder if he's blind. If you're talking about Dak Prescott being quote unquote sorry, that's where you lose me. This is an MVP runner-up just 2 seasons ago. Okay, love Lamar Jackson, love him. Facts are only one more postseason win than Dak Prescott. Also, I didn't know that Dak Prescott let the Green Bay Packers come into AT&T Stadium and rack up 1,700 yards against him. Didn't know that happened. What I do know is Dak Prescott fought back in that game. I do know that Dak Prescott outplayed the great Tom Brady at Raymond James Stadium in that wild card game not so long ago. So Dak Prescott, absolutely one of the best quarterbacks in the league, hands down. Does he need to prove it more in the postseason? Yes, but you know what? Give him a defense and he might be able to.
Well, defense wins championships. Run game wins championships. So how come all of a sudden when it comes to Dak Prescott, quarterback is the end-all, be-all here? I'm not buying it. That's cap. Dak Prescott finished 2nd in the MVP race. I almost went with Lamar Jackson. Probably should have beat Lamar Jackson.
Should have.
If we just keeping it honest here. But we don't keep the same energy with Justin Herbert and all these other guys. Even Pat Mahomes can look as fantastic as he wants to. Postseason, you need your running game, you need your defense. I would hope that the Cowboys can bring defense to the party. I got a little more faith in the run game than past Cowboys administrations. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But just as of now, stop capping on Dak Prescott. He's good enough and he's always been good enough to do it. Let's help him out a little bit.
Chill out, Stevie.
Hello. Ooh.
That's crazy. Watch your mouth, man. We calling him man Stevie on this show.
That's insane.
LASIK.
That's insane. Well, going back to your point, Voch, is they're now helping this team with this run game. Javonte Williams adding a little sauce to the offense. They can now run the football. That's helping out this passing game, helping out Dak Prescott. But are you guys bought into this offense as of week 2? Week 3?
I tell you what, there was a question I posed to Brian Schottenheimer in his inaugural press conference. I asked him, how does he modernize this Cowboys offense? And he laid it out. Cut splits. He wants to be multiple. I'm seeing those things come to fruition through the first 2 weeks. If you take away the drops from CeeDee Lamb in week 1, this is a 2-0 Cowboys team that may have dropped 40 points in both of those games. So, yes, I am buying in. I believe that they've got it figured out. Still some things to clean up. Obviously, you want some of those pre-snap penalties to stop cropping themselves up. But love what Voch said, love what you said. Javonte Williams in this running game, this offensive line, they're going to contribute. That's going to allow Dak Prescott to get the numbers off to CD, George, and Jake Ferguson.
So, Pat, how about this? Past administrations, right? They would say, hey, we have to run the football. But if you ask them, how are you going to do that? They didn't really have a great answer for you. Clayton Adams? Boy, I submit to Clayton Adams. There's a reason for running the football now. We want to make things easier for Dak Prescott and play action game. Dak Prescott is one of the best quarterbacks in the league when it comes to play action. Believe in Clayton Adams and what they're saying to you.
And to that point, Clayton Adams, he was asked yesterday in the press conference about fact. The Cowboys have a top 3 rushing defense in this league right now. Clayton Adams was asked how he feels about it. He said they still, quote unquote, need big time improvements. We submit
3 not enough
to Clayton Adams.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Now, this offense is certainly looking to build on top of what they've already been able to put together. It's this defense under Matt Eberflus that needs a little bit more work, and they're looking to clean things up in week 3 against the Bears. We're breaking it all down up next year on Cowboys Rewind.
we got to play better team defense. We all got to be on the same page. We got to do a good job of alignment, assignment, key technique, and playing clean football. There was some definite spots in there in terms of how we executed last week where we did some really good things. In the run game, obviously the big interception at the end, making some adjustments, and really proud of the guys of how they gritted it out and hung together in there, in some spots that was, kind of a, back and forth day.
Welcome back into Cowboys Rewind. Nicole Hutchison joined by Voch, Lombardi, Patrik "No-See" Walker, and Matt Eberflus giving his guys some credit because at the end of the day, this defense made plays when they needed to down the stretch. Of course, the Donovan Wilson interception late, but this game, how you start is very important to have success in this league. And the secondary certainly having their fair share of struggles, giving up the 9th most all-time passing yards in Cowboys history. But I've got to ask, they're taking on a Bears offense that, yes, is still trying to figure some things out, but they've got some weapons over there. Are you guys concerned about this secondary?
Outside looking in, it's easy to be alarmed about what's going on. How in tarnation did you let Russell Wilson almost throw for 500 yards? But I don't think the Cowboys have a talent issue. I just think it's small scheme fixes that should be applied, and then next thing you know, this defense will be good to go. It's not about what happens in week 2. It's more so about what happens in week 15. If they look fantastic on defense in week 17, I care nothing about Russell Wilson and what he did with his 500-some-odd yards in week 2. We've seen the Cowboys do things like hold Saquon Barkley to not rushing for 100 yards. That deserves a trophy, right? Tyrone Tracy didn't really go crazy on you. Jalen Hurts didn't really throw the ball that much, right? So the defense has done solid things. They got to put it all together. You need peanut butter jelly, but you also need bread, okay?
That part.
Take those 3, put them together, you got a good little sandwich.
What kind of jelly?
Smuckers, preserves.
Preserves.
Yeah, let's
what
go
flavor?
with that. I'm strawberry.
Strawberry? Yeah,
I'm strawberry. I'm strawberry. And now I'm hungry. And now I'm hungry. And speaking of being hungry, this Cowboys defense should be exactly that going into Chicago. This is a team that's batting 500. Like Voch said, they shut down A.J. Brown. They shut down Devontae Smith for all intents and purposes. They held the Eagles scoreless in the entire second half. They shut down Saquon Barkley as far as trying to shut down Saquon Barkley goes, held him to 60-plus yards only. This run defense is official. Kenny Clark, Osa Odigizua, Solomon Thomas, they are animals in the middle. Now you bring in Jadeveon Clowney to help with situational pass rushing, but also with their run defense. I think that front four, as far as a group, is stellar. Linebackers, I do need to see more. I'd like for them to unleash the Marist at some point. He has the athleticism to chase down a Caleb Williams and some of these mobile guys. Secondary, again, they shut down the Eagles' passing attack. They've shown me they can do it, but what I saw against the Giants was too much miscommunication. That's where my concern comes in as they try to buy completely into Eberflus's system. You can't have guys trying to figure out the keys in real time post-snap. Clean that up, and this team, especially once they get Deron Bland back, can be back to where they need to be.
And that's what Eberflus had mentioned, talking about, the hand signals that they need to improve on. It starts all in practice, in meetings. Hopefully they have cleaned things up. What you got?
I must say, Pat, I'm almost ashamed of you. We're talking about the Cowboys getting better on defense and what's going to happen towards the end of the year, and nobody said anything about number 0. Well, please.
Well, I tell you what, until number 0, DeMarvion Overshown, Agent 0 gets back on the field, and right now the projection is around Thanksgiving. He himself said a little bit before Thanksgiving. Fingers crossed that remains true. Until that happens, I want to see more of Maris Leofau. He's the most athletic linebacker on the roster, not named DeMarvion Overshown. But then once Demo gets back on the field, now you're really talking about a massive upgrade at linebacker, which it has to make you feel that much better.
You said something fantastic earlier, Pat.
I like saying fantastic things.
You said if the Cowboys spy Jalen Hurts, you blow out the Eagles in week 1.
Yes, sir.
If that happens, the national conversation around this Cowboys defense would be totally different.
I'm just saying.
Let's relax. Let's get to week 4, 5, 6, and we'll come back and tell y'all about it again. Now, if we're doing this show in week 7 and it still look crazy, it'll be a totally different show. I'll be sad, and we'll come back and say something good.
We're not going to be
sad. Jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time. Is also time to start wrapping up the show up next here on Cowboys Rewind. We're diving into the key things you need to know heading into this Bears matchup in week 3.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery are here. Play today. And to watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Cowboys Rewind was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com.
We're back to wrap things up here on Cowboys Rewind with some quick game notes getting you ready for the Cowboys matchup against the Chicago Bears. Now, the first point, of course, the Chicago Bears offense, they've been trying to figure some things out as of late, right? Averaging just 19 points per game, but do not be fooled. This offense can move the ball when they need to, specifically in the air. They're tied for the second most explosive plays in the NFL. All right, so let's get the secondary cooking and get some things cleaned up, Matt Eberflus. But the second point, of course, Cooper Beebe out for this game. Insert Brock Hoffman at center. And there's a lot of confidence in this coaching staff so far. And Clayton Adams talking about this going to be a smooth transition in terms of communication. A lot to look forward to. The Cowboys looking for their second win of the season. It's a 3:25 kickoff on Fox.